This is the Phillies POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Philadelphia Phillies. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome into this edition of Locked On Phillies POSTCAST. My name is Mark Farzetta. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe here to Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. Connor Thomas has you covered each and every day with the Locked On Phillies Daily Podcast. So once again, make sure you like and subscribe. How about that for your Philadelphia Phillies? Let's get into it with three big things. Number one.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Obviously, it's going to be your boy, the All-Star Game MVP, winning the first ever swing-off in the All-Star Game, and then only staying red, scorching hot since then. Homered yesterday, homered again today, but more than a home run, more than a grand slam, a grand Schwarberian of a grand slam home run by Kyle Schwarber, which will also be, spoiler alert,
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Also, the turning point for today's game was when Kyle Schwarber stepped to the plate for the Philadelphia Phillies with the bases loaded to make great things happen. Sixth inning starts out with JT Realmuto getting a base knock after getting brushed back by Bachman. And then Otto Kemp was down in the count. 1-2, he gets hit by a pitch. He got first and second, nobody out. Sosa strikes out. Marsh works a walk. Got a bases loaded situation with one out. Bachman out. Fermin comes in. Rojas swings at the first pitch, gets that sac fly RBI into the left field. So it's a 4-3 ball game. You still need the big swing to happen after Trey Turner was able to work a walk. 3-0 to 3-2. Still work the walk. Mound conference, how are we going to pitch Kyle Schwarber? Kyle Schwarber gets a 1-1 fastball that Fermin tries to just sneak by him at the top of the zone, and Schwarbombs it. Schwarbombs it? Anyway, it was a Schwarbomb, a grand Schwarbomb. Flipped the script of the game, 7-4 in favor of the Phillies at that point. That was, without question, making him player of the game, 32nd home run of the season. Absolutely amazing to watch this guy whip the barrel of the bat through the zone the way he does it with such aggression and just basic violence through the zone. Continue to be amazed by this guy and what he brings to Philadelphia. And I saw in the chat earlier, somebody referenced, I did catch some of the post-game interview before I ran into the studio to do the show. Absolutely represents Philadelphia phenomenally well, as John Kruk said, and love that he's on the Phillies. And really hope that John Middleton and the powers that be make sure he stays in Philadelphia for more years after this one, of course. But that was the turning point. He is the player of the game without question. Now I want to talk about somebody else, somebody I think you just might be talking about tomorrow after you talk about Kyle Schwarber.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Kyle Schwarber will certainly be grabbing all the headlines tomorrow and all the conversation tomorrow, but a guy that should also get some conversation time is Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper hitting his fourth home run now in his last 6 games, has a 6-game hitting streak going for himself, and over that span, now since he came back from the break, from his break, I should say, coming back from his injury, you saw that batting average dip all the way down to 249. All of a sudden, mass hysteria, dogs and cats living together, losing our minds. And Bryce Harper breaks out of that. And now during this 6-game hitting streak, albeit a 6-game hitting streak, that's it. This isn't a 20-game hitting streak, but still, for a guy that was down in the dumps coming back from the injury and was looking lost, we talked about just give him some time. He's got to get the timing down, all that. Has that great game against San Francisco, against the Giants out there in San Francisco. Breaks out of the slump, and since then has really been a much different hitter, and he has looked like the guy that is capable of carrying a team for a month. He has looked a lot more like the guy that's a 2-time MVP. And Bryce Harper, since then, he got the average down to 249. And after today's ball game, another multi-hit game for him, he's up to 272, has the 2-time MVP. Certainly should be getting some more of the accolades as well. But look, number one, if 3 big things exist, number 1 is Kyle Schwarber. Number 2 is Bryce Harper. And number 3 is a combination of all of the above. Trey Turner, a hit and an RBI today. Also, 2 walks, a stolen base. Kyle Schwarber, 2 hits today. 4 RBIs, obviously, with the grand slam. Bryce Harper, 2 hits with the 2-run home run as well when you talk about those 2 RBIs. Nick Castellanos, 2 hits today and an RBI. All but one of your ribbies today, all but one of your 9 runs today was driven in by your 1 through 4 hitters. How about that? How often do we talk about the big names in this lineup, the top of the order guys producing for this lineup? Those are the guys. Those are the big money guys. Those are the big name guys. No matter who you get at the trade deadline. We mentioned it yesterday. Matt Gelb reported on The Athletic. The Phillies aren't prioritizing a bat, and I get it. You absolutely need a bullpen arm. No question about it. An 8th, 9th inning guy, absolutely. But when you look at this lineup, the guys in this lineup that are 1 through 4 hitters, 1 through 5 hitters, even now with Alec Boehm being out on the IL, these are the guys that have to produce. These are the guys that are still going to be, even after the deadline, these are going to be the guys that are going to be leaning on more so than anybody to make sure that this lineup is achieving exactly what they're paid to achieve. Consistent hitting and runs, hitting with runners in scoring position. And when you're not doing that, hitting the long ball. They were only, I believe, 3 for 11 today with runners in scoring position, which is not a brag by any means, but they got the long ball today, especially with the bases juiced in Kyle Schwarber. So number 1, Kyle Schwarber. Number 2, Bryce Harper. Number 3, the fact that your 1 through 4 hitters were getting base knocks today. As far as one other thing that I do want to mention, it is Johan Rojas. Questionable decision as to whether or not the Phillies were going to leave him in to actually bat at that point in the game when the Phillies were really looking to scrape some more runs together in that 6th inning. You had a situation there where you already had 2 outs. They brought Fermin in. He gets that first pitch fastball in the inner half of the plate to Johan Rojas. He jumps on it, and he's able to line it out there to left field for the sac fly RBI. Great to see that. It made it a 4-3 game before Schwarber came up with the big hit at that point in the game. So you love to see that. Him getting some run and playing well in center field tonight as well. Even the 1 ball he dove for, I'd rather see that effort, especially knowing that Brandon Marsh was there in left field to back it up perfectly. It was good to see that. Now, there is one thing I do have to acknowledge, and I'm very happy the Phillies won this game. It was 9-5, and I'm very, very happy about all of it. I'm just going to say it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. I'm just going to make the statement. In the bottom of the 1st inning, that was the worst base running I have ever seen from this Phillies core in the 4 or 5 years you've really seen them together. 3 years, including with Trey Turner being here. That was absolute horrendous base running. If you saw it, hey, we lived through it. We made it through the other side. Phillies won the game 9-5. Kyle Schwarber got a grand slam. Also worth acknowledging, Taijuan Walker, again, not great, but also not terrible. Like, he didn't give up 6 runs in 2 innings and then have to leave the game. He gave you 4 innings today, sort of. That 4th inning, he gave it to you. But 3 runs was really actually looking pretty good in this game until that 4th inning. He was able to get through the first 3 innings of this game, not allowing a run, and then got hit a little bit with the back-to-back home runs on back-to-back pitches to Ward and Adele in the 4th inning, and then gave up the RBI single to Neto in that 4th inning as well. Phillies were up in that inning 1-0 going into that inning, and then unfortunately they left that inning trailing 3-1. Trey Turner got you a run back. That was good to see in the 5th inning with an RBI single. Robert and Johnson, interesting outing from them. If you want to talk about the bullpen for a second here, Robert got through it, a strikeout there, had the inning there, scoreless. Seth Johnson gave up a 1 hit and 1 run as well. He got 2 strikeouts. It was a home run that he gave up. And Kerkering allowed 2 hits and 1 run also. Not his best stuff, but still just 1 run surrendered by him in that 1 inning. Not his best stuff. 21 pitches. We all know he could be better than that, and certainly was not, unfortunately, that today. But all in all, from this Phillies team, even when they went down 4-2, or when they went down 3-1, I should say, and then they were able to get another run on top of them 4-2, they didn't bare their heads. They kept on fighting. They did exactly what Harry Kalas would always say. They kept on fighting. So I'd love to see that from your Phillies. When we come back, we're going to break it down a little bit further, especially when we talk about one guy in this lineup in particular that really needs to break out of it. We'll talk about that more when we return. This is Locked On Phillies Postcast on the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. Let me tell you about FanDuel. If you guys aren't getting in on all the action with FanDuel, well, you should be. FanDuel is absolutely incredible, and I find that it makes the games even more exciting, especially those regular season games. Summer sports, full swing, as we know, whether you're all about baseball under the lights, golf on the green, or high-stakes soccer action, FanDuel is the best way to make every game more exciting. You're ready? You're already following the action. Why not make a little cash while you're following the action? I've been using FanDuel to track my favorite matchups. The app keeps it fresh with new daily promotions and always fun betting options. It's easy to use, has fast payouts, and makes every regular season game feel like a must-watch event. So do what I do. Check out the FanDuel app or go to FanDuel.com. And how about this? New customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. That's right. New customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com. Before I get into the chat check, I do want to make sure we single out one more person. And this person isn't Kyle Schwarber. It's not Bryce Harper. It's not Nick Castellanos. It's JT Realmuto, who extends the hitting streak to 8 games now. And you want to talk about a guy that we've been waiting a long time for to really break out of a slump. He has broken out of this slump over the last month of the season. You have started to see the production that you could bet on. He has now got his batting average up to 270 on the year. And this is not something that I thought we were going to see all of a sudden have an about face for JT Realmuto. I know we just came out of the All-Star break, but still, it's July 19th. And in the month of July, he's hitting 439, even above that now, including tonight's game. So you love to see that. And you're talking about that after a 293 June, which was a sight for sore eyes as well. And that's picking it up after a 205 May, which we all know was terrible. And a 262 around what you could usually expect from him, April. So for me, you are really seeing you are really seeing JT Realmuto start to swing the bat the way that we know he can swing the bat. And that is a sight for sore eyes. Let's get to the chat check and see how you guys are feeling about this one. Jess Patrick 2, Reds 5-2 over the Mets. Hell yeah. Phillies, by the way, I haven't even mentioned it yet. Phillies now, I did mention the Mets lost, but the Phillies a game and a half up now in first place in the NL East. And I want to highlight something I heard Kruk mention today and T-Mac kind of expound upon a little bit. I'm not in a point where, the Mets lost, so it's fine. Like last night, the Mets lost, Phillies lost, so it's fine. You're still a half game up on the Mets. I don't care. To be the best version of you, please, Phillies, as often as possible. I don't care if you're winning and the Mets. If you're winning and the Mets are losing, great. But if you're losing and they're losing, I'm not like, we didn't lose a game. I never look at that as a consolation prize. I look at that as a lost opportunity, and that's exactly the way the Phillies should be looking at themselves as well. A lost opportunity. Morgan Landy, Grand Schwarbomb. Hell yeah, Morgan Landy. Absolutely. Graham Francis. Hey, mate. Hey, Graham. Hope you're well. Go Phillies. Curious on your point of how good Detroit is. Not much said about them here, but the record is impressive. They're great. They're great. And as we all know, Skubal's absolutely incredible. Former Philly Matt Vierling is playing for him as well. They're playing great team ball. Simple as that. They're playing great team ball, and they have all year long. It'd be an interesting World Series matchup, especially with Carshield. Just Patrick 2, hello. The man whom people call the worst player in history of baseball has a walk, a run scored, and an RBI. Go Rojas. Rojas had himself a game tonight. Absolutely. Polar Buck. I was trying to figure it out when it would be the third or fourth inning that Walker would choke. Congrats on 3 good innings. Seriously, nice game. Here's hoping they do it again tomorrow. 1:35 start time, by the way. Philly and 8. I went to the first inning. Trey Rage to Walker. First inning, Trey Rage to Walker blowing the game. And my blood pressure wide open to wanting to adopt Mr. Schwarber. These boys run your emotions and health. Yes, they do. I think I got all that. Joel Elvers, hello. Joel says, this team, I was really ready to stop watching baseball for the sake of my mental health, and then Schwarber hits a grand slam to pull me back in. Hold on. I have it. Here we go. Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. Thank you very much. Almost makes me forget about the stupid base running in the second inning. I couldn't not mention it. It was so bad. It was so terrible. Ken, what's going on? Crux said it best regarding the number 12, Schwarber. He is a magnificent human specimen, so let's sign him already. Absolutely. Mark C. Hi, Mark. Hello. Good thing my doctor's appointment went well. I'm ready to ride that roller coaster. Let's go, Phillies. Hells yeah. Seabrook 9, does this mean that the next 3 to 4 games the bats will go cold? I hope not. Let the roller coaster continue. Whee! Lil G Griffin, Phillies win a game. That is fun. Bandman 100. Hey, man. Honestly, thought Taijuan was okay. Just ran out of gas. Yeah, exactly. Like the four innings. 4 innings. He has 4 innings, 3 runs. Not terrible. It wasn't like a 6-0 game. I know it could always be worse. Or a 6-1 game. It could always be worse. He had that bad 4th inning, a really bad 4th inning, and that was it. And then the bullpen came in, and they allowed 2 more runs. But fortunately, Phillies bats on point today. Seabrook 9, Schwarber Schwarber needs to be re-signed. Harper is rolling, and Walker still needs to go. It wouldn't be terrible. Wait. Hold on. I want to miss it. Matt Forstater, this is where you can say, okay, complain about that one Philly fan. And Norm McDonald says, well, Kirkering. What? I'm missing the Norm McDonald reference. This is where you can say you complain about one Philly fan. Oh, Philly fan. Must have missed it. I don't know. Sorry. Larry's bullpen sucks. Yeah, pretty much. Robert and Johnson at a crossroads says Faxi. Yep. July is the new June. I love it. Brandon, what's up, Brandon? Why does this team continue to parade Walker out on the field? Watch, he's washed. He throws batting practice. As soon as he gives up 1 run, he shuts down and blows it. Why does he still get starts? Because they don't trust Abel, unfortunately. They don't trust Abel. Why do our guys Turner and Cassie always take a cookie 3-0? You know, that does drive me crazy. It's like a 3-0 pitch. I want to see if they can work a walk. But on a first pitch, they'll swing away. More so Castellanos than anybody in baseball. Timmy the B, hey, Farzetta, welcome back. Thank you. Good bounce back from yesterday's debacle, but we've said that several times before this season. Hopefully Harper stays hot and Dabrowski is on Dabrowski, I've said it many times. He's been on the clock. He is on the clock. And right now he is the most important person in Philadelphia sports and will be until the trade deadline comes and goes. Where is Schwarber in the NL MVP rankings? Not high, unfortunately. Not high, unfortunately. Thanks, everybody in the chat. You guys are awesome, as per usual. Mikey B, one more. Mikey B, I would just take the loss on Walker's contract. Just release him already. He does more harm than good. I'm not all that mad. Like, I'm not expecting to get 5 innings from Taijuan Walker. I'm not expecting to get 6 innings from Taijuan Walker. 4 innings and 3 runs, and this is grading him on a huge Taijuan Walker curve. I'll take that. On days he starts, your bats need to be on, and your bats were on today, fortunately. Now, the trick is going to be when Zach Wheeler's pitching, can you get us some run support? When Jesus Luzardo's pitching, get us some run support. When Christopher Sanchez and Ranger Suarez are pitching, get him some run support. That's how we can all help each other out, and that would ultimately make us all that would make them a better baseball team, all in all. Speaking of which, tomorrow afternoon, 1:35, Phillies will look to take 2 of 3 in their first series since the All-Star break. They'll look to take 2 of 3 against the Angels. Again, 1:35 start tomorrow. Ranger Suarez gets the start against Jose Soriano. Soriano, a 3.90 ERA with a 6-7 record on the season and a 145 WHIP. He has tossed 113 innings already this season with 98 strikeouts. Suarez, 83. We all know short on that side, of course, because of the late start to the year. But 7-3 on the season with a 2.15 ERA is the Phillies lefty. As we know, not such great time out there. 3 runs. That's a really rough outing for Ranger Suarez. 3 runs, 6 2/3, and that was against the Padres. As for Soriano and his 3.90 ERA, taking on the Phillies tomorrow. Right-handed pitcher going up against the Phillies. Phillies will be looking to keep their bats going from what they were able to do today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe on the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. That's like and subscribe on Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. I'll be back with you guys tomorrow following the Phillies taking on Jose Soriano. By the way, I wanted to make sure I gave you this. His last start, as my notes are getting jumbled. There we go. 5 runs. 1 of them earned. 3 walks. And that was against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Previous to that, he allowed 5 runs. All of those were earned. And a 13-1 loss to the Texas Rangers. How about that? Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe on Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. Connor Thomas has you covered each and every day with your Locked On Phillies podcast. I got you covered for your Locked On Phillies postcast. Once again, like and subscribe. Be back with you guys tomorrow. Look forward to it. Until then, go Phils.